Last week, we installed the rafters on the outbuilding, cleared a path through the junkyard, and Garen and Ellie found a refrigerator for the cabin. Stay tuned as we prepare for springtime, review a paper bag floor, and continue the engine swap.
All right, we're getting some water. Hey Shay, there's something really important I need to tell you.
What?
Don't we need the cap?
Maybe.
Is there a special place where we're getting this rainwater from?
A large tank you could fall in and drown.
You probably can't drown. It's only a few feet of water, but still.
If you remember, a while back, we buried a big old tank in the ground for our rainwater collection system. It's been working great. Well, we've been getting a lot of water in there. We've been using it. We haven't quite gotten a pump installed yet in it, so we've been having to do it the old-fashioned way, like an old well style.
This is our bucket for our water tank that we buried a long time ago. I don't know if you remember that.
Here is water with the bucket and everything. It's kind of fun.
I think you secretly really enjoyed that because I was like, oh, it's okay, Bryson, I'll handle it. And you're like, no, please, let me help.
It is fun to see how much water's in there.
Yeah.
It's fun to fill up the bucket and pull it up. You know.
And knowing that it's water that came from the sky, like it's collected.
And knowing literally the sky.
There goes the bullet boy. Do you see that? He's a sneaky one.
No, I didn't even see him put it in there.
Years ago, when we were living in the city, Gary and I were trying to figure out what to do for retirement. We thought, well, maybe we should get into real estate. We ended up purchasing a townhouse with Gary's folks. We kind of moved on from that. We don't really do that anymore, but that we still have that townhouse. It came vacant about 3 years ago. And we were in this paper bag
floor routine.
We were doing the whole paper bag thing with Garen's room, paper bag on the outside, paper bag on the floor. And now it's 3 years later. The townhouse just became vacant. We're expecting it to be in pretty bad shape.
When we got there, it was exciting because the floor, there's no tears, no rips, no scuffs. The guy didn't live there, but he did. I mean, there was other wear and tear at other places, but the floor was pristine.
Whoa! Wow!
Wow, that held up real good, didn't it? It looks cool too.
Okay, that's kind of surprising.
It looks pretty good.
Isn't it surprising?
It's pretty classy. Very surprising.
And we're like thinking, well, maybe we just need to give it another quick coat of some kind of resin or two-part epoxy or something like that to give it a little bit more protection. Maybe we can get a few more years out of this.
We want to restore Garen's floor back to its glory because we really love that floor. We just didn't do it properly to sustain it for a long time. What we now know that we didn't know then is those two-part epoxies. You found some, didn't you?
Yeah, it's just a clear garage floor two-part epoxy that you put in garages.
Really unique. The two-part epoxies are separated by this membrane here, and you just take this and roll it slowly, and pretty soon it goes right on over.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Mix it for about 3 minutes.
That's really unique, isn't it?
Yeah.
Smart.
You mix the bag and its contents and stuff, and you just kind of pour it out and roll it on. It was really simple.
It just rolls right on. So far, so good. I hope I have enough to cover everything, but yeah, let's see how it levels itself out and stuff.
This here is really the only problem area, ripped up right here. So Gary's got a fix for that. We didn't have enough to get in the hallway, but we did get enough to get all this big room. We'll have to go get another batch for tomorrow and finish it. Gary wants to finish right here so that in case there is a distinct line between the two coats, which there shouldn't be, but if there was, we don't want it right here in the entry. It'll be in that hallway. Most of it?
Yep. The hope way to get the whole thing, but we got most of it done. It goes on pretty smooth. I have some spots that I'll probably have to touch up with another bag when we do the hallway and come in and do the rest of this, but it should be fine.
We haven't taken the time to fill in around the water tank that we've buried in our backyard. So I think today will be the day we bury it in to make it look all nice.
The project that we're supposed to be doing is taking this dirt and putting it in that hole. But this is way more fun. But that big dirt pile out there, it looks a lot like a volcano. Mom and Dad aren't here, so we're gonna have a little fun. Let's do this. All right, ooh, okay, this looks interesting. I remember using copious amounts of vinegar and baking soda back when we did this experiment as kids. What are we naming this volcano?
Mount Googly Goo.
That's an interesting name. Not Bluvius, because it blows and it's blue.
I'm oblivious to your pun.
Science projects in our house growing up were very eventful and kind of fun. We made it blow! We should probably get to work.
The family has had a pretty rough week. Gizzy got sick and we did everything that we knew how to do and we took him to the vet and he came home and he passed away. So when we first got Gizzy, there was 2 puppies there. He was definitely the most healthy. He was hopping around. When we got him, he had some health issues right off the bat. He continued to have those every once in a while I owned him. I wanted him to be healthy and I wanted him to be as happy as he possibly could. And he was such a joy to this household, full of energy and full of love. I'm really gonna miss him, but I know that when he passed away, there was just this peace in the room that he was gonna be okay. He was still on a mission. He still had somewhere to go. So as sad as it is, I'm okay with it. I talked a lot with Bree and she talked about how you almost wouldn't want your dog to live as long as you did because we have this nurturing, this caretaker part of us that we want to take care of many animals throughout our life and we want to have that connection with many puppies. So when it's their time, but until it is, you get those moments, you get that time to love on them when they're yours.
I have a little helper.
We have 2 little helpers, huh?
I have weather appropriate attire on. Fashion gurus. Taking out that you thought whatever you were wearing today was cool, but you never see anyone dressed like this. There's good reason.
And you can see it's starting to actually cave in here. It's not exactly an arch like it was before. So I'm not too sure what to do. You would think this being round like it is would withstand a ton of weight coming in towards it. But it must be that this weight is so much, it's now becoming a problem.
We are having some issues with this caving in, so we're gonna stop filling it in. We're gonna wait for Dad's opinion and then proceed from there. He's catching a lizard.
What should we tell him?
No.
Hey guys, what's the plan here?
We're gonna move some vehicles.
Get the original Suzuki in there so we can stick a motor in it.
Before you forget where all the bolts and screws and nuts go.
What bolts? What screws? We just use nails and a nail gun.
There's proof in the roof on how that works.
There's our cool engine and transmission, or whatever you call it.
We're gonna maneuver the gray, brown, whatever color this is, and bring in the blue.
Because that's how we identify cars, is with color.
There was another way to identify cars?
So that's the good one over there, and then this is our bad one that we're gonna pull out. We're trying to keep the AC intact if we can, because this thing has 2 condensers in it. We really don't want to have to redo that. Summer's almost upon us and we want to start growing some stuff. So in order to do that, it'll be really hard to do a bunch of buckets out of the big tank of water. I'm ready to set up that pump. So we have our pump here. This way, it's just kind of nice to have that little filter there, and that will allow us to be able to clean out anything that gets sucked up from the bottom of the tank. This is for neutering goats. I found these old washers that go to our Dodge truck rebuild kit.
No.
Okay, and they're not quite big enough. But I discovered that I can put them on the spreader like so, and you can actually spread them over the lip of these things, just like that. And then now they're a perfect fit. Yeah, This pump does have a pressure on it, so it actually will shut off once it reaches a certain pressure. So it could run a pressurized system if we ever wanted it to. What we'll need to do is cut the length of the hose going down into the tank. Whatever's left over, I'm gonna keep towards the top for the pump here, and that will go down into the tank.
So she can water all of her plants.
We need to get the battery charging though, otherwise we will be watering no plants today. Also probably we'll build a little box to hold the battery and the pump. You know what? I have an old bee box that I used to keep bees in. I wonder if that will work. It needs a little fixing, and probably a lid, but I think it would work.
Bless you, junkyard.
Perfect.
Several years ago, I watched a show interviewing all of these centenarians and trying to find out what it was that allowed them to live so long. They all had different lifestyles and there was really no commonality among them except one thing, their ability to deal with death. I had kind of been tossing that around in my head for a few years. When Gary and I decided to move out to the country, I thought, well, maybe this would be a good chance to teach not just the kids but myself too, how to deal with death. You know, when you're on a farm, animals are coming and going. They're either dying or they're leaving because they go to new homes or whatever. I knew that the animals that we were going to have, we weren't going to outlive them.
Unless you're a whale.
Blue
The
whale.
blue whale, I guess, lives like 100
Up to 100 years.
After being on the farm and going through the deaths, some of course are much harder than others. The dogs they have a special place in our heart, and Gisbert obviously had a very special place in our heart. That's been a tough death. But the one thing that we discovered living on the farm, that the thing that we do to pop us out of it is to focus on the lives around us, and there's new life all the time around us. Take your time to mourn and be sad, and then you quickly refocus and focus on those lives around you. Shay has kind of gone through a couple tough days of mourning, and she's ready to start focusing on some new life. So we're excited to see what she might find out there.
You never know. Could be a whale.
The pump's gonna go down here, probably right in the center. And then our battery, which is right here, I will drill a hole for a slit on this side, which will fit a fancy dancy light switch. Turns the pump on and off. And then we have here a little charge controller. I got the battery hooked up to our solar system here and our load connected through the switch, of course, so that we can shut it on and off. And then the solar panel will literally set right on top of all of that.
Perfecto. Let's
Go
make
beans.
it so, number one. I love it when a plan comes through.
I'm glad you're here, Shay.
Anytime, brother. The pump will pump the water out of the tank, and we can water all of our beautiful plants.
Garen showed up and ready to help us take out the second engine out of the old car.
Upsies is out. Okay, hold there, hold there, hold there.
Okay, you ready for a swing?
Hold there, hold this pivot.
Okay, bring her down.
Ah, nice.
Can I come down?
Yep.
Is it time? Should we face the water away from all the electronics? Would have been a bummer if we turned it on just then. We're gonna wait till tomorrow to test it out. The battery needs some time in the sun with our solar panel.
Go ahead and get that solar panel mounted to catch the last of the sun.
Nothing but the best.
And if you have to access it, you can still open the lid.
All right, we're done for now. We'll come back tomorrow when it's all charged up and try it out.
Alright, so Garen is cleaning up both the engine and the car. So the next time we'll be getting the working engine into our old car so we can have our old car back.
The other day when we were taking that dirt and putting it in the hole, it didn't do well under that stress. And now we are gonna go in and try to fix the problem.
I have to go in the tank and fix it.
All right, Dad, so what's the genius plan to fix this
The
thing?
genius plan is to use 2 or 3 studs like this and brace up the sides at about the mid mark.
So me and Dad came up with some ideas to support the walls inside the tank so it can support it as we backfill with dirt. Get my body to fit? I fit, I think. Someone takes this ladder away and I'm done. Woo! Gotta get in here. We cut a slit in the board so it rests in that slit. That won't move, I don't think.
Okay. I would do the shortest one down to the ground first. You can set it in the notch and push it right down to it, screw it down, and then put the other one on. I took some cardboard and I just kind of laid it up underneath there and glued it down. And then we'll let the sealer here seal all that in. It'll just be perfect.
And I'll put some stain on it.
Yeah. I like the darker one.
Want the darker one? Okay.
Yeah.
Gary got the thresholds in.
Yeah, we're gonna fill that with our stuff and you won't even notice it.
Probably my only concern, it's such a high gloss.
Yes, it is shiny. Yeah, it is.
You can't get epoxy that's not shiny. Isn't it just...
Oh, I'm
can
sure
you?
they have a flat type of finish.
Oh, do you think so?
Yeah, I would think so.
We don't have that one. We didn't have...
No, we have really high gloss.
Yeah.
We can use it as a mirror. Desperate, you just get down on the floor and go, hey, that's what I look like. Okay, I like it. This went on so easy. I like the sheen. I like a nice floor that has a lot of shine.
I like that it's way more durable. And if it works, I really think we should go ahead and do that in Garen's room, don't you?
It was such an inexpensive floor, too, to put in. Even with the coatings and stuff, it's still not a very expensive floor.
I think the problem that we had with Garen's floor is it wasn't very smooth, so the glue didn't stick down. I think that, which wasn't the case at the Townhouse, because that just stuck right down.
Concrete, nice flat work.
I think it's going to be a nice and durable floor,
Very
and
much so.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So Ellie has come to help me out. She's my conquering hero. Put that dirt in that hole.
Probably take us, what, 5 minutes? A couple minutes, probably tops.
Oh, really? A couple minutes? I'm thinking like 30 seconds. Just a few.
Ambitious.
Oh yeah, let's do this. We do so much doggone digging around here. There's no reason why we shouldn't have a tractor. So eventually we're gonna get that. Mom was saying that it's good to be able to dig because it gets you into shape. But so does building a block building, which to me is way more productive. But digging is a machine's job.
I don't know, I like digging.
She doesn't count. She always
You get the tractor, and I'll dig it out of the tractor.
We watched in this show called Alone, so they have to be really careful about expenditures because they only have so much food, so they're like, oh, I don't want to burn extra calories. Well, this is a stupid way to stop burning extra calories. Let's be more practical with our expenditures.
Hey, the puppy!
So tiny!
Isn't he?
Hi, baby boy, you are so tiny!
Sure, you're sure really relaxed, huh?
You can tell he's pug because that's the pug test. The whole face turns into wrinkles.
He's so tiny!
So mellow.
You want to meet Chip? Man, does that make Chip look big or what?
Chip is big.
Before I went to get him, I wanted to arm myself with a little bit of information so I could get a cute little healthy one. So I'm gonna tell you what I learned. You check the ears, make sure there's no bugs, no wax buildup. And while normally you wouldn't want any runniness on the eyes, that's kind of more of a pug thing. They have runnier eyes. And then his nose is a little damp with no colored discharge. And his gums are gonna be pink. He should smell nice. Like a nice little puppy. He passed the test. I think I'm gonna call him Ollie. Short for Oliver, because he's gonna need a man name when he gets older. He's smaller than Chip. Which we didn't think was possible.
This has a pressure shut off on it.
Look at that! Rainwater, baby!
What's really cool about that, she can have a sprayer at the end of this hose. Then she can just turn it on, spray, turn it off, turn it on, and this pump will keep up with the demand. Very cool.
Over the manhole area, I would like to cut a barrel so it'll stick up above the ground, and then we can fill in dirt. on top of that, so that the manhole has a spot we can kind of get into from up above. Hey, we'd like to thank PJ for the saw blade, for sending it out to us. It'll be great for all of us to be able to use the saw and make our job a little easier.
When we saw it in the mail, we were pretty excited. So
Yeah,
thank you, PJ. We appreciate it.
You're real sharp in having seen our need there.
Very cutting edge
Yes.
of you to have mailed that.
Also, too, I'm going to be in Del Rio, Texas here on this coming Monday night, and I'm going to be there in the evening. They're building a really cool structure. I'd like to see that. So let me know, and you can reach us at Twitter on MyLittleHomestead.
The link will be down in the description for that if you'd like.
Yeah, maybe we could just hook up and say hi. So,
Well, that wraps up this week. Our merch design is this one here. Do What You Lava. If you'd like to pick this one up or any of our other designs that we've had in the past, check out our shop. We have aprons, t-shirts, tank tops, all kinds of fun stuff. You can find the link to our shop down in the description. Happy Mother's Day to you! And if you are a kid and you didn't know Mother's Day was coming, well, it's on Sunday, so you have the heads up now. Thank you so much for being a part of our family, and we'll see you on Friday. Bye! We call this the Quadra T, the TTTT, Timmy the Tatter time lapse, and that's a lot of tea to spill. It's seen some better days. It doesn't do anything aside from a point and click and a little bit you can see. Thankfully it broke on time lapse, otherwise that setting would be irreversible. Pretty slossome. I can't believe it still works actually.
Shay was pretty excited. She was thinking that should be her next pet. I'm thinking we could make a big tank.
we could put a little island, we'll stay on that, and we'll make a big moat.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we went a little way out going around the circle.
Our family moved from the city to the country. Thanks for taking part in our adventure. We have new videos every Friday evening. If you would like to help us out, you can like this video, share it, subscribe, or support us on Patreon. See the links in the description.
Oh yeah, baby. A brand stinking new light switch.
Wow, we are going all out on this tiny box. This box is gonna be shiny.
Like my favorite pirate ship.